Hello everyone and welcome to Quality Old Games. Today we are having part 3 of the Alexander campaign in Rome Total War Remastered, and without further ado, let's begin our first battle and let's try to wipe out this army here all together. So I think our conquests are going rather well. At this point, of course, the Persians are striking back, besieging some of our cities and so on. But I think we are beginning to dent their military strength by wiping out multiple of their armies, and at the same time we have rather nicely sized cities from which we can replenish the troops, at least most of them that we have lost. So that's going rather well for us. There seems to be some elevation here, so let's play it safe and put the phalanxes here on the high ground, so they are not quite as tired when they reach the enemy, if they decide to keep their forces there. And then let's put all the cavalry in this side. We need them to take down the archers. Okay, and the enemy is not really doing too well there. I think we will hit that heavy cavalry unit that's pretty much alone there. Okay, apparently they are not quite as alone as I thought. Then again, those guys are. Does the general have chariots? No. That's good. And now there is light cavalry on this side. Greek mercenary infantry can be problematic, as well as those missile units there. So let's see if we could hit the enemies before they can cause too much of trouble. Okay. Let's send this weekend unit to hunt down at least some of the archers. Let's see if we can take down that heavy cavalry unit there, which is actually missile cavalry. Some spearmen moving against us. And I think the enemies are really not doing that great at the moment. Of course, let's see if we could hunt down at least some of these units more. And of course, the bodyguard there. Oh, I guess those guys did rally. Of course, if we can break the general.
The gods have filled the enemy general with fear. Now he flees the field like a coward.
The mortals. And let's take care of the rest of the enemy cavalry there. Are they actually withdrawing? Phrygian mercenaries being an absolute nuisance there. Oh, this is bad. Actually, are those archers? Okay, they are pulling back. Let's hunt them down. And if we can take care of the rest of the troops, that would be just great. Or at least most of them. Because if we don't do that, they will garrison or reinforce the garrison of a city somewhere, and more problems for us. A bit faster, please.
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee!
Well, I guess that was decent enough victory, even though we suffered quite heavy losses. But it's pretty much one less Persian army to worry about. And at least these guys will need some retraining, except we cannot retrain them there. And can we train these horsemen? No. Okay, so that unit can act as a scout. Tyre is rather weakly defended. And can we hire some mercenaries? Yes, we can. Let's actually send the eastern mercenaries to reinforce the city. These guys can be combined, or the units can train hoplites, so let's send this unit for retraining. And this one as well. And then we can have these 2 units of mercenaries, and we can continue our push. And we should be able to take Tyre next turn, unless this force there manages to intervene. At the same time, I think it's beneficial to rush out, because we can resume unit production and we can retrain the units. Of course, the only risk is that this army manages to beat us, but I think our phalanxes should be quite strong enough to withstand them.
On my order. Infantry! Infantry!
So these guys... Oh, the enemies are here. So these phalanxes will form kind of the core of our units. Cavalry most definitely will be beneficial. But I think we should use these guys. We should bring them to... Is it Sidon or whatever the place is? Because they could be retrained there. So actually our army is quite small, to be honest. But for example, if we can take on those archers, it would be just great and hamper the enemy's capabilities rather significantly. Let's hope those horsemen will move rather fast past those archers. Persian infantry shouldn't be too much of a problem, and I think we can hit those archers. Now they are broken and they will be annihilated completely. So the enemy won't be having any long-range missile units, which of course is excellent for us. They have quite a lot of cavalry, which means that hypaspists really must do their job at protecting the flanks. Of course we have cavalry as reserve, but I'm a bit afraid that there will be quite strong enemy counterattacks on our flanks. And of course our front is rather narrow compared to that of the enemies. Fortunately, the majority of the cavalry is light cavalry, excepting the general unit. Our units are fresh, so we can start pushing forwards. And of course, with some luck, we can entice them to attack. What I want to do is to engage the enemy cavalry units with these guys. Okay? I think that Persian infantry will break quite soon. Nice. Okay, good. So much for that cavalry unit. And now they are trying to hit us with everything they have. Which of course is rather nice. And it seems the enemy general is withdrawing and leaving his men to die to cover his retreat. Well, that's one way to do it, I guess. Not perhaps a good one, but at least one way. But let's of course see if we could force at least one of these cavalry units into battle. Oh, it's heavy cavalry. Not good. Okay. Perhaps forcing them to battle wasn't the optimal solution.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
Okay, and that's it. I'm not going to hunt down that one man there.
This is a heroic victory. Worthy
So, decent enough. I think we can replenish at least most of the units, and what's best, we will get another fresh unit of phalangists next turn. And let's of course hope that all of these will kind of be ready next turn. Oh, we need councilors' chambers there. Well, so much for our money. And we have a turn. Okay. A new governor. Nice. In Pella, I think...
Orders? Yes, strategos. Sir.
he can soon take an army
Yes, strategos.
against the enemies. Oh, that's not good. Scythian army. Okay, so we are not clear yet in that front either. And it seems Halicarnassus will become under attack rather soon.
Yes, strategos.
Let's hope we can get some decent loot from this battle. Oh, Alexander is becoming quite a night beast.
Victory and honor.
Can you say that way in English? I don't know. Well, in any case, decent enough. General. And I think we are going to leave some units behind. But otherwise, the majority will march on.
Sir.
And our next destination is Babylon.
Prepare for battle.
Could we actually retrain
Orders?
this unit? We could, but others not.
Yes, strategos.
Okay, so let's try to take this Illyrian city so that we can secure at least this front altogether.
Await my orders. Go, go, go! Units! Units, run! Units, move! Units, stand and fight! Units, run! Move to the gate! Units! Units, run! Units, make haste! Units!
I don't actually think we want to hit the enemies too hard initially.
Infantry!
Those spearmen should be no match for our phalanxes, but I guess I can be mistaken there.
Make haste!
Perhaps we can use
Our soldiers have reached the gates with
this
the battery
mercenary
ram.
unit to inflict some damage. Barbarian cavalry shouldn't be a problem, but that bodyguard perhaps could.
Great gods! Our soldiers have done well this day. The walls are taken!
Okay, that was nice of them, allowing us in. Okay, so much for the enemy infantry. I guess we should bring the phalanxes there. Okay. So apparently we are going to have a bit of a battle there. Oh. Come on. The enemy general is surrounded by our army and then our general force. Well, at least we don't need to care about that bodyguard anymore. Well, heroic and heroic. It could have gone quite a bit better. For example, our general could have survived. Well, such is war. Fortunately, Alexander has survived this far, at the very least. Okay. Bye-bye to Illyrians. I think we have one or two enemy settlements there. And let's send this guy to reinforce Byzantium. And some of those mercenaries as well. Well, we have some mercenaries available there, so that at the very least is a good thing, but it could also be better. Perhaps some additional reinforcements would be nice. Rakotis and Memphis will be targets, at least soon. Okay. So once again Halicarnassus is being besieged. Tyre as well. It might actually be that we will lose Tyre. Oh. And once again in Pella. Why do they have to always be in Pella? Okay, let's get a decent army.
My lord. Yes, Stratigos.
Forward.
For that general.
Urging armies.
My lord, sir.
Sir. Forward. Sir.
And that guy can reinforce Byzantium.
Yes, Stratigos.
March. My lord.
Perhaps we could and should hire some mercenaries. Well, at least at some point. the question is, should we... I think Isus will do just fine. So let's continue.
Destroy them.
Towards Hatra.
Destroy them. Orders. Sir.
Oh, come on. I want at least one mercenary unit.
Orders. Orders.
Well, apparently we just cannot
Sir.
take it from the enemy. That's sad. Of course, we have another settlement, so perhaps this army will divide and take both of those settlements next turn. Or at least besiege them. One question is, should we sally out?
Sir. Prepare for battle.
This is actually rather numerous army, so I think we need to play defensively there. So let's finish the turn and wait for another siege to begin.
We are surrounded.
Okay, and this time they are attacking heavy Bactrian cavalry, Arcanian horsemen, some immortals. I think our defensive line should hold rather well.
Await my orders.
The ground is not that beneficial, so I think it's time to form a phalanx.
Hoplites. Units. Units.
Most definitely could use a bit more high quality infantry, but we have to do with what we have. Then let's have these guys covering a flank here, since the infantry line is rather thin. There, two wings of cavalry and Alexander in the middle. So, let's see. Actually, perhaps we should put the cavalry into good use. With some light cavalry there, and of course if we can take down two enemy light cavalry units, life could become quite a bit easier. Then again, perhaps our numerical superiority here is not quite as high as I had hoped for. Okay. If we can actually break some of these Persian infantries, that's just great. Oh. It's almost like Alexander himself is commanding the cavalry there. I mean, there is only a limited amount of cavalry and they have almost decimated the whole enemy army. Okay, I think it's time to bring Alexander to join the fray here.
gods have filled the enemy general with fear. Now he flees the field like a coward.
Of course, the unfortunate thing here is that all the survivors will reinforce the existing, or rather non-existing defenders.
The enemy show their true virtue. They are not soldiers, only frightened rabbits running from our men.
So let's try to mop out as many of these guys as possible. And that's
The
it.
enemy are utterly beaten.
I think this was rather nice victory. And perhaps there are no survivors, or the few survivors will disband. Okay, that seems to be the case. Nice. Okay, so we can have a couple of Eastern mercenaries.
Leaving the army! Attack! Yes, begin the siege! Besieging settlement, sir! Yes, Strategos! March! Sir!
And they will need some extra muscle there.
Sir, my lord! Sir! March! Besieging
Okay,
settlement,
so
sir!
this mercenary hoplite still. And next turn that city should fall.
Destroy them! Victory!
Hatra is ours. Once again, a new enemy army approaching. I think we won. Well, let's actually stay in Hatra. We can utilize those upgrades rather well.
Sir! My lord!
And this army can begin moving forwards.
Sir! Yes, Strategos! My lord! Joining forces! Move out!
We should actually have a general on the other side of the sea as well.
Ready to say! Ready!
We can at the very least utilize mercenaries.
March!
Well, so much for those mercenaries. Could we actually benefit from trade, at least a bit? I would kind of like to keep Alexander in Hatra. But then again, those upgrades will be quite nice. So perhaps that's what we need to do. Okay, we have a turn. And Tyre is being assaulted. Let's see how well those walls will keep the enemies out.
Await my orders!
So most definitely not a defense on the walls. Let's hope we have enough to hold the enemy in the city square. A bit of a reshape here, supported by mostly the missile units. Of course, I'm afraid that these hyperspists will need to fight as well, and then some cavalry to hopefully hunt down fleeing enemies. Oh, only normal stone walls, so we will be able to inflict some damage, but it won't be as high as I would hope for. Cardaches, some archers, Persian infantry, heavy cavalry, light cavalry. It's going to be rather a tough battle.
The enemy are at the walls with their
And
siege
unfortunately,
towers. Now we must look to
I
our
don't think
courage and
that
skill.
our towers can
The walls
shoot
are no longer ours. The enemy have
to
taken
the
them.
back. The Roman towers can do in the original game, and I think Greek towers as well, but these I don't think they can, even though they have those murder holes or arrow slits in the back of the towers. So it's about the men now, and let's hope the phalanxes will hold. The enemy heavy cavalry and light cavalry both are actually leading the charge. Some are circling around. Yeah, the towers are not shooting to the back. Okay. First 2 enemy units down. Let's see what will happen now. Oh, they start firing arrows. And javelins. I think we need to do something rather soon. Okay, the enemy general is joining the battle and dying. Yep, this is our chance to break practically the whole enemy army. Oh, so much for our cavalry. I think these guys need to pull back. Yaps, I got a bit too excited. Okay, and we have the rest of the enemy army coming in. Let's see if we could rout these guys. Okay, apparently not. And there is that one Cardaic unit there, and we need to deal with it. Which of course is bad. Oh.
Your general now lies dead because of his foolishness.
That was not
His
good.
men will lose heart.
I'm afraid that might have been actually a throw. Unless we can get those Cardaics to attack us. Okay, good. And well, let's see if we can do something about those. Okay, finally, let's get to the city square.
Units! Standing for mission! Completed, Commander! Units, make haste! Run! Waiting for orders!
And let's actually put our defensive position around here. They have a bit further to march and Tyre themselves. And they have the gates, so they should be able to run away.
Ready! Infantry!
So, about 37 heroic Macedonians versus 237 Persian card drakes. Fortunately, they are winded, we are fresh, we cannot break, they can. Time to try to hit them in the flank. Okay, apparently not working out, at least according to the plan. And you guys should remain in the phalanx formation. Oh, that one attack was kind of the game changer. Because of that, we lost the battle.
Truly, for some men,
Too bad.
the favor of the gods is not enough.
Oh, this is going to be a bit longer defensive route. So, lesson learned from the last battle. If I am going to attack, I need to do that when the game is running at normal speed. And I should focus on the defense a bit more. Or be a bit more cautious to attack out. But I think the basic tactics will be pretty much the same. So we are going to have a nice line of phalanxes around here, supported by some missile units. And we have even some cavalry to hunt down the fleeing enemies. Okay, some immortals.
The ladders are at the
Peltasts,
walls, but there is still time enough to gather for a
heavy
counterattack.
cavalry, etc., etc. Greek mercenary infantry. Do they have shields?
The enemy have formidable siege towers at
They
the
don't
walls.
have. Okay.
Prepare for some hard fighting. The walls are no longer ours. The enemy have taken them.
I guess there are so many men on the field that the game is running a bit on the slower pace. And let's hope that the enemy general will soon join the battle as well. And these guys happen to be in the right place as the enemy is approaching from this side, pretty much all of the enemy units, so Okay. First enemy unit routed. Second, third. Well, they will be back apparently.
The gods have filled the enemy
Okay,
general
that
with
was
fear.
general.
Now he flees the field like a coward. Great gods be praised! The enemy general is
Well,
killed. Fear makes
since
a
they
hole
are
in our
intent
enemies'
on
hearts.
throwing themselves at us, I think we will just oblige them and let them do just that. Oh. Immortals breaking through the lines. We cannot have that now, can we?
Orders completed, Commander.
Okay, one more push and then our cavalry is going to start hunting them down.
Orders completed, Commander.
Oh. I did it again. And we have some backstabbing enemy units there. So there is one enemy unit practically left. And that's Cardake's.
Move, move! Missiles! Units! Units! Double time! My lord! Move, move! Attack! Attack!
Could we... Oh, actually we cannot beat them apparently. Ah!
Orders! Unit! My lord! Hurry! Ready! Unit! Unit! Charge!
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts have...
And that's it.
The gods have favored you! The enemy...
Nice victory, but it was a bit unfortunate to lose that one hyperspist unit. Ah, come on. Still another battle.
Await my orders!
And once again, rather similar strategy, even though the enemy is rather lacking of siege equipment, so that might give us some opportunities, but let's try to play it safe,
Move, move!
even though this is not overly realistic. Okay, nice.
Great gods be praised!
Really nice.
The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts!
Okay,
Gods be praised!
that was quick.
The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee!
Let's try to make sure that this army is not coming back anytime soon.
Attack quickly!
Okay, I guess that's it.
The gods of favor!
Nice enough. Let's see. Do we have 4th siege defense still? Okay, apparently not.
Orders!
So, some retraining to do. And perhaps if we combine these units, we can retrain everything. And I think we should bring the general there.
Yes, Strategos! Yes! March! Attack! Victory!
Scythian, pretty much infantry army. I don't think we should worry about them too much. Still rather many Persian armies marching by.
Strategos! Forward!
Don't these guys build any roads in here?
My lord!
I guess we need to reinforce
My lord!
the defenses at least somewhat.
Forward!
And Babylon... Oh, 4 armies. Let's see if we could get additional mercenaries. Yes, we can, and we should.
Combining troops!
And next turn we can continue our push there.
Yes!
I think we can get that settlement in the next battle. But I think this is everything for today. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked the content, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Feel free to post comments, give advice, ask questions and so on. Have a great rest of the day. Quality Old Games out.